record this. I'll put this on Canvas in 4.5b. So if you want to go back and look at something, you can. Okay, number 3. It says z is 6 more than twice y. So you're going to write it as you see it. Okay? Z is z. What is equals. And then you have more than. What is more than? Plus. And whenever it's more than or less than, you switch them. So it's going to be twice y. What does twice y mean?
Multiply.
2 times y. Right. So you're going to say 2 times y plus what?
6.
So you're swapping those. This is a z. I always write my z with a bar through it. So you get z equals 2y plus 6. Okay? You good on that? So more than, less than, make sure you flip where they are. All right. How about this one? Number 5, it says the price P of a large cheese pizza is $7.95 plus 75 cents for each topping T on the pizza. Okay? So the price P of a large pizza, we're just calling P. Okay? None of those other words change anything for us. So P. Okay? Then you have your is, which is your equal sign. Then you have $7.95. So $7.95. Then you have plus. Okay? What is 75 cents for each topping on the pizza going to look like?
75 times 10.
Right, 0.75 times the T. So 0.75 times T. Okay, so you kind of have to look for what words matter. What words are giving you something new about your setup. Okay? Questions on that? Okay, let's do this one. Jacqueline's earnings, M, are a function of the number of lawns N she mows at a rate of $12 per lawn. So you're using M, you're using N, and you're using that $12 per lawn. Can you give me an equation for that?
For 6. N.
So her earnings, M, right, it's $12 per lawn she mows. So M equals 12 times N. Does that make sense? $12 per lawn, and her lawns are N. Excuse me. That doesn't matter right now. This matters right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
How do you get the equals?
It says Jacqueline's earnings are a function of. That's basically saying her earnings equal the other. Yeah. All right. Number 7, the total fees F of a book club membership are is another form of is, right? $10 per month and a one-time administrative fee of $4.75. What would that look like? Damon.
F equals
Whoops.
475 plus 10M.
Right. Now here's the thing. He didn't have to switch those. You could say the fee is $10 per month plus the one-time fee of $4.75, but it's also not wrong to switch them. So you can put that either way, okay? But $10 per month, 10M or 10M has to be in there. Make sense? Okay. You're going to want to care about this one. Pay attention if you haven't been. Eric is 2 years younger than 2 times his sister's age. We're going to write a rule that represents Eric's age as A. Okay, so Eric is A. As a function of his sister's age, S. Okay, so for this problem, forget the question right now. We want to write the function. Forget about this part. We'll get to that. But we want a function, okay? Eric is 2 years younger than 2 times his sister's age. So this is what you're writing your equation from. Okay, so Eric is A, his sister is S. How can you make that an equation? What's going to be the first thing you write? A, right? We're talking about Eric, so A. What's this going to do? Equals. If you see is, that is always equal. So A is, now you got to think about what this means. 2 years younger than 2 times his sister's age. What's younger than basically saying? Less than. It's minus, right? But because it's younger than or less than, we got to switch things around. So what goes in front of my minus? 2 times what? 2 times his sister. So 2s. Okay, and what are we subtracting? 2, right? 2s minus 2. So you get A equals 2s minus 2 as your equation. And then the question they ask is, how old is Eric if his sister is 11? What do you do with that? Right. So his sister is 11. So you take that 11 and you put it right here. 2, come on. So 2 times 11 minus 2 will be Eric's age. So it would be 22 minus 2. So Eric is 20. He's 20 years old. Okay, questions on that? Okay, tell me, we're going to ditch this part of it. If I give you this equation versus this equation versus this equation versus this equation. Okay, 4 different equations that are going to look like 4 different graphs, kind of. Can anyone tell me what one of these 4 will look like, just in terms of their general look? So number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Do you know what any of them will be? What's absolute value? What does that look like when we throw an absolute value in? They were both letters, by the way. All of these are letters. Absolute value makes what shape? The V, right? Okay, so here's the deal. If there's a negative out in front, what changes about it? It just flips over, right? So this would be an upside down V, okay? This one is just a V-shaped graph. That would be right side up. Okay. What about when it's an x squared in there? When you have this, what letter does that represent? It's what? It's the U-shaped graph. So if it's just x squared, we would say this is U-shaped. When it's the negative, what do you suppose happens with it? It flips upside down. So we would say it's an upside down U-shaped graph. Okay, questions on that? All right, you have 15 minutes, which is a good chunk of time. You should be able to get through a lot or most, I would say.